Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Tyler Rugge, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my process for treating my Sunbeam snake for parasites. Anyone who might be new here, I recently got a Sunbeam snake, and the thing with Sunbeam snakes is they are often wild caught because Sunbeam snakes are not super popular in the pet trade. Not a whole lot of people want them, and also they are very difficult to breed. So there aren't a whole lot of people who take the time to try and breed these snakes because they can't make a lot of money off of them and they're difficult to breed in captivity. So a lot of the times when you see them for sale, they're actually wild caught. And this is also the case with some other types of snakes out there too that are hard to breed in captivity, and other reptiles in general. So I wanted to make this video to kind of show you guys what to do if you do have a reptile that's wild caught, because you always want to get them checked out and treated for parasites, because animals that are caught in the wild, you have no idea what's going on with them. You can't just keep them and not get them checked by a vet, because they could have something wrong with them that you can't tell right away, and it could end up killing them in the long run. And a lot of times I've read that Sunbeam snakes do die randomly, and the reason for this is because they have parasites and they never get treated. I took it upon myself to get some Panikur, which is a parasite treatment that's most often used for like dogs and horses mostly. There's different types of Panikur, but I'm gonna be using it on my snake because it is a safe treatment to use on reptiles. It's also non-toxic, so I'm not really super worried about anything going wrong. I'm obviously not a professional. I'm not a veterinarian, and I wouldn't recommend usually treating animals yourself or self-diagnosing animals when you're not a professional. You know, you want to leave it to the veterinarians to kind of tell you what to do and figure out what's wrong. But like I said, the Panikur is non-toxic. As long as you dose it properly, it really won't do any harm to the snake. Even if the snake doesn't actually have parasites, it's still okay to treat it just in case. I haven't gotten my snake checked by the vet yet. I was hoping to save myself 1 or 2 vet visits by trying to treat it for parasites first, which is what I'm doing. And I'm gonna treat my snake for parasites for about a month to a month and a half. And then I'm going to take it to the vet to get it checked for parasites. So I was hoping to treat my snake and then take him to the vet and have the vet say, all right, clear for parasites, there's no parasites at all. And that's ideally what's going to happen. However, Panikur doesn't necessarily completely get rid of all types of parasites, which is why I'm still gonna get my snake checked for parasites after treating them. The only other alternative would be to get my snake checked for parasites first, and then have the vet either say, yes, he has parasites, you need to treat him now, and then I would have to treat him and then get him checked again, which is the reason why I'm treating him first before getting checked at all. But there's also the possibility that I could have gotten him checked for parasites and they're like, he doesn't have parasites, you don't need to treat him at all. But I'm just gonna treat him just in case and then get him checked out by a vet. I just wanted to make that clear. I am going to get him checked out by a vet because I do want to make sure the snake is clear from parasites after I treat it. And I did a lot of research on my Sunbeam snake months before actually getting one, so I knew that it would have to get treated for parasites. And I also did a lot of research on how to treat them and how to dose the Panikur. So I'm going to be sharing that process with you today. I'm just gonna start, before we actually get to the footage of me treating the snake, I'm gonna tell you guys how I went about figuring out how much to dose it. First thing you want to do is weigh your snake. So I weighed my Sunbeam snake, and the snake weighs 6 ounces, and you want to convert that to kilograms. So 6 ounces is equal to 0.17 kilograms. And then you want to figure out the concentration of the medication you're using, and also how much you want to dose per the weight of your snake. So the concentration of the Panikur is 100 milligrams for every milliliter. The dosage, there's a lot of recommended dosages. People recommend anywhere from 50 to 100 milligrams for every kilogram. I'm going to be doing 100 milligrams for every kilogram because that's what most people recommended for snakes. Then once you figure it out, so I'm dosing 100 milligrams for every kilogram, and then the concentration is 100 milligrams for every milliliter, and then my snake weighs 0.17 kilograms. So what you want to do is take the dose and multiply it by the weight of your snake, and then take that amount and divide it by the concentration. So in my case, I'm dosing 100 milligrams for every kilogram. So I'm going to do 100 times 0.17, which is the weight, and that equals 17. And then you would divide it by 100 again, because that's the concentration, and you end up with 0.17. So you're gonna dose it 0.17 milliliters. And I know it seems weird that the amount of milliliters that you're dosing it with is the same as the weight of the snake, which is 0.17 kilograms. And that's because in this case, the dosage and the concentration are both 100. But let's say I was only dosing 50 milligrams for every kilogram, then it would be 50 times 0.17, and then I would take that and divide it by 100 because the concentration is 100. So I just wanted to clear that up. Because the dose and concentration are the same in this case, 0.17 kilograms of snake equals 0.17 milliliters of medication. I've always asked myself in school, when am I ever gonna use this for something I actually need? Here you go. You gotta medicate my snake, and you need math for that. What I'm doing is I'm taking Panicker. I got a paste that's made for horses. So basically, I'm going to take a syringe, measure out 0.17 milliliters of the Panicker about, and then I'm going to take a frozen thawed mouse that I'm going to feed the snake, and I'm going to inject the Panicker down its throat and then feed it to the snake. This is the easiest way to treat snakes for parasites, is just by injecting a mouse with the treatment and then feeding it to the snake. So yeah, if you're uncomfortable with seeing a dead mouse being fed to a snake, then I guess I would skip this next part. But basically, I'm just gonna show you guys me injecting a mouse with Panicker and then feeding it to my Sunbeam snake. So enjoy that little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna treat my snake with the Panicker every 2 weeks for about 6 weeks, I would say. I only want to treat it 3 times total, and then I'm going to take it to the vet and get it checked out, and the vet will either say, yes, your snake is clear with parasites, like you're good, or the vet will say, no, your snake has whatever type of parasites, and they might prescribe me something else to treat my snake for that specific type of parasite. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but I just thought it would be a good little learning experience to share with you how I went about treating my Sunbeam snake for parasites with a Panicker before getting it tested for parasites. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new today. I do want to stress the fact that whenever you're buying a reptile or a snake that isn't as common in the pet trade, you do want to make sure to ask them if it is wild caught or captive bred, because a lot of the times wild caught animals are more skittish. They don't like being handled. They can get stressed out easily, and they can also randomly die more often because of health issues that you're not aware of. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad to get an animal that was wild caught, but if you do choose to do so, you should get it checked out by a vet to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it and that it's all clear. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I post videos every week. Also, don't forget to check out my social medias. The links to those will be in the description below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.